Science claims reality is measurable, predictable, explainable.
But what if your own experience, what you already feel, stands in quiet rebellion?
Because everyone has lived it, that eerie déjà vu just seconds before it happens, the unshakable certainty of who's calling before the phone rings, the invisible chill in a place that looks safe but feels haunted.
Science calls them accidents, glitches, coincidences manufactured by a pattern-hungry brain. But if that were true, why do these moments echo across cultures, timelines, generations?
A Japanese study revealed something stunning. Mothers sense their children in danger from thousands of miles away. No phone, no signal, just a pulse of fear, spiking like a lightning strike in the body. Coincidence? Or resonance through a deeper layer of the universe?
It's as if reality broadcasts on two channels, one cold and digital, numbers and equations, the other ancient and alive, whispers, pulses, gut feelings. One speaks to the brain, the other to something older, the soul, the field, the animal within.
And here lies the rupture. Science says trust the numbers, but your body, your nervous system, your instincts whisper something else. When logic and feeling clash, who do you obey?
And maybe this isn't just science versus intuition. Maybe it's two civilizations, two realities clashing in secret over who gets to define what is real.
Welcome to the quantum war, the battle between science and what you already feel. On one side, science, equations, data, predictions, a world treated like a flawless machine, gears turning, perfectly calibrated, endlessly repeatable.
And on the other, human experience. Dreams that warn before disaster. The sudden chill of danger. The uncanny timing of synchronicity. Experiences that refuse to fit inside the machine.
Science trains its soldiers in certainty, charts, statistical models, experiments repeated until chance is erased, until doubt is crushed beneath repetition.
But your body fights for another army. The pulse in your veins spiking before the crash. The tingling skin just before the storm breaks. That primal whisper in your chest. Something's here. Something's coming.
Even the U.S. military has tested this battlefield. In real combat, soldiers reported premonitions, instinctive moves made in milliseconds that saved lives. One soldier stepped aside just before a bomb tore through the ground where he had been standing.
And if that sounds like folklore, remember this. The CIA didn't just believe in it, they funded it. Project Stargate. Remote viewing. Soldiers trained to see events across oceans. A government rooted in science, spying on the invisible.
It's ironic, isn't it, that the very institutions built on logic quietly invested in intuition. As if behind closed doors, they believed in magic as long as it could be weaponized.
If the numbers are enough, why peek into the shadows? Why fund a war they officially claim doesn't exist?
Because even the generals of science know numbers win battles, but feelings win wars.
So here we stand. Two armies locked in a silent standoff. On one side, the sterile precision of science. On the other, the wild, untamed whispers of the human field.
And you, caught in the middle, forced to choose the charts that claim to define reality or the feelings already living in your bones.
But what happens when the battlefield itself begins to shift? when even the laws of physics start behaving like prophets.
The battlefield is stranger than either side expected, because it isn't fought in trenches, but in a place stranger than space or time. A battlefield made of probabilities, of observation, of quantum.
Here, the laws of certainty begin to fracture. Particles vanish, reappear, split, and tangle, like soldiers who've started thinking for themselves.
In quantum mechanics, particles behave differently when they're observed. The simple act of watching changes the outcome.
It's as if the universe itself recognizes the gaze. It senses the observer. It reacts.
Science calls it the observer effect, but you felt it long before the textbooks admitted it.
That prickling on your neck when someone stares at you across a room, the way silence bends when every eye turns toward a single person, it's the same law your body has always known.
If reality shifts when observed, then what about intention, desire, fear? Does the universe bend not only to the gaze, but to the will behind it?
Physicists call it non-locality. Your grandmother just calls it, "I told you something bad was coming."
And here, on this battlefield, the armies begin to blur. Science, built on predictability, collides with the unpredictable pulse of human experience.
And the war grows louder when both sides realize the battlefield itself is alive.
Sound effects. A low-frequency rumble, like the ground breathing. Then a flash. Particles scatter like fleeing soldiers.
So if the battlefield changes when you look at it, what happens when it looks back and sees you?
Every war has its generals, those who shape not only the weapons, but the battlefield itself. And here, two rise above the noise.
Michel Foucault, the philosopher of the gaze. He warned that power doesn't just punish, it watches, and in watching, it shapes.
His weapon? The Panopticon, a prison so perfect you never know if you're being watched. And that's the point. You don't need guards. You become your own.
But across the field, another general emerges, Darius J. Wright. He warns, the real Panopticon isn't built of bricks. It's woven into your energy field.
Where Foucault sees walls, cameras, institutions, Darius sees frequencies, traumas, vibrations, bars made not of steel, but memory.
Foucault said, the gaze disciplines the body. Darius says, the field disciplines the soul.
This is the true clash. Foucault maps the visible prison, schools, hospitals, factories. Darius maps the invisible one, auras, wounds, frequencies that hold you without asking.
But what if they're both right? What if there are two cages, one for your behavior and one for your being?
And then quantum physics enters, not as a soldier, but as a third general.
It whispers a truth that unnerves both sides. Reality bends beneath observation. The very act of looking creates the thing seen.
Foucault's gaze, Darius's field, quantum law stitches them together. To be seen is to be shaped.
And if that's true, then freedom is stranger than we thought, because every escape may just be a shift from one prison to another.
From steel bars to subtle frequencies, from institutions to intentions, from orders to unconscious patterns.
So ask yourself, if the guard's eye was enough to control you, what happens when the guard lives inside your field?
Every war has weapons, but in this one, they're not guns, not bombs, not machines.
They are older, quieter, hidden in the body you've been taught to overlook, or worse, to mistrust.
The first weapon is awareness. When you enter a room, Pause. Don't just look, feel. Is the air pressing against you? Is it thick, heavy, electric, or light, open, vibrating with something unspoken?
Monks spend years learning to read the vibration of a space, but you do it already, without knowing. The tension at a funeral, the buzz of a concert, the cold silence of a hospital hallway. You've always carried this radar.
The second weapon is intention. If particles bend when watched, what bends when you don't just watch, but will?
What changes when you look at the world not as a machine, but as a field, waiting for your signal?
Every sigh of relief, every gut decision, every whispered prayer. They are not background noise. They are broadcasts, transmissions to the field.
Whether you believe in them or not, you are always sending signals.
Science might call it placebo. Your grandmother would call it faith. Darius calls it proof that the Wi-Fi of the soul is never offline.
But here's the truth. A weapon unused becomes a weakness. Forget to feel, and the field uses you. Forget to intend, and the cage tightens quietly by default.
So the real question isn't whether you have weapons in this war. It's whether you'll remember to use them.
Because maybe the greatest strategy of the other side was convincing you that you were unarmed all along.
Foucault mapped the prisons built from walls, cameras, and institutions. Darius J. Wright revealed the ones woven from fear, memory, and frequency.
And quantum physics? It whispered a deeper law. Observation isn't passive. The gaze doesn't just reflect reality, it creates it.
Put them together, and the battlefield reveals itself. One layer cages your body, the other, your soul. And with every thought, every feeling, every act of attention, the battlefield shifts beneath your feet.
But here's the secret they don't want you to remember. The same field that holds you in place can open.
Because the bars of the prison are not made of steel, they're mirrors. And every mirror is hiding a door.
So freedom isn't escape, it's remembrance of your weapons, awareness, intention, presence, the forgotten arsenal of the soul.
If this battle stirred something inside you, leave a comment below. What part of the prison are you breaking today?
And share this video with someone who's ready or someone who wants to be. Because no one escapes alone, but no one wakes up for you either.
And now, the path splits. There are 2 videos on the screen, each one a different key, a different phase of the journey.
Choose one and keep going, because the war isn't out there. It's in here.